Alright, welcome back everyone. We had a very good reception to the whole face cam thing that I started yesterday. Hopefully you guys continue to enjoy it. Let's get into this one. I like the look of this one. It was called What Was Something Your Family Did That You Didn't Realise Was Normal or Wasn't Normal Until You Did It in Front of Others. I think my family definitely has a few of these. Maybe yours does. Let's see what these people say. This one is kind of reversed, but I still remember the first time I visited a friend's house and discovered that their dad just lived with them all the time. For context, mine showed up once a year for my birthday until I was about 9, then never again after that. Damn, that's kind of a sad one to start off with. That my mother would scream and yell every single night in her sleep. I legit thought it was a normal thing. My mom has nightmares, doesn't yours? Given the comments here, maybe a larger conversation needs to be had about why people have nightmares. Holy shit. I dated a girl that had those, and it not only creeped me out, but she would start clawing and punching. Yeah, I mean, nightmares is one thing, but if you're screaming and yelling every single night, you probably have PTSD or something like that, yeah. My mom is a yawn yeller. When she yawns, you can hear it from anywhere in the house. One time my sister had a friend over and we were in the basement. My mom yawned upstairs and my sister's friend asked, "Was that a coyote?" My mom yells when she sneezes. In order for her to stop sneezing, she has to basically sneeze really loud, kind of like, achoo. One time my brother had a friend over and he thought something was going on outside. It was my mom sneezing in her room. Excuse me. I have exactly the same thing with sneezing. If I don't actually scream when I sneeze, it doesn't feel like I've sneezed. I still feel like I have to keep sneezing more and more. And it's not even a conscious thing, really. I think my body just does it. I don't know. Dancing around our Christmas tree, not in a satanic ritual sort of way, only during the holidays and your usual Christmas songs are sung. Did this every Christmas throughout my childhood on my mom's side. Apparently it's a Danish tradition, I believe. I brought it up to my friends one time and they thought I was insane. Seemed normal to little old me. Dancing around the Christmas tree? Yeah, no, I definitely didn't have that growing up. Our Christmas tree was always right in the corner of the room. I don't know about your guys' Christmas trees if you have them, but ours was always in the very corner of the room, so can't really dance there. Turns out that sarcasm is considered really offensive by a lot of people. For my father, it was basically the default mode of conversation, and I was 23 years old when someone finally explained to me that, no, this is not how it works for most humans. My dad and I speak really sarcastically, but it's always a joke, and we both understand that. A guy I used to date insisted I was constantly being mean, but I didn't think I was being mean at all. He said it clicked once he met my dad and saw the way we spoke to each other. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but I've known people, maybe in my family, maybe not in my family, you don't know, who almost exclusively are sarcastic about almost everything. And I find that a little bit difficult because if you're just sarcastic all the time, then it's not really sarcasm, it's just sort of you know what I mean? You have to sort of contrast sarcasm with something else for it to stand out as sarcasm. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. We had a bag in our deep freezer where we kept kitchen scraps until garbage night. It was pretty genius, but creeped out some of my friends when we would raid the Hot Pocket stash. My aunt in Texas had a 5-gallon bucket in her freezer of scorpions. They had a lot of them down there on their property, and every time she would catch one, she'd throw it in the bucket with the rest of them in the freezer. I never could get a straight answer why she just didn't kill them and throw them in the trash. I want to know what happened. Is there still just a massive bucket of scorpions out there? Frozen. Can they be brought back to life? These are huge questions. Flush the toilet after peeing. We tried to save water, so we basically peed until someone took a dump. Then one day I went to a family friend's house and freaked everyone out because I didn't flush. Forgot to mention that we were a family of 5 with 1 working toilet, and my dad shits 3 times a day. Thank you for that detail. Our bathroom was on the 2nd floor and it had a window. This thing can work until your bathroom gets filled with pee smell. Not recommended. Yeah, I feel there was a couple of times when as kids we stayed in like a cottage on like a holiday or something that was like really old, and they encouraged you to only flush the really old toilet if you know, it was like a number 2, right? Simply because the water took ages to build the pressure up, right? But yeah, modern houses, I think flushing is always a good idea. We stored bread in the microwave. Loaves, buns, rolls, you name it. To use the microwave, we would pull it all out and then put it all back. Not sure why I didn't question this growing up. That's just where the bread was kept. I do this now. If it's in the cupboard, it attracts mice. If it's on the counter, the cat annihilates it. Can't win. Microwave bread safe it is. That's a very good idea. We've also started to keep more things sort of in the oven overnight. Like if we have leftovers, sometimes you don't want to fill the whole fridge up with them, and if it's already in like a nice dish, stick it in the oven. It's right there, but not for too long, obviously. And I mean, like, don't have the oven on, obviously. 3 out of 4 members of my immediate family have the same condition where we grow benign tumours on our brain and spine. So conversations about brain surgery and muscle wastage and loss of function are common. I knew it wasn't normal, but we kind of kept forgetting how most healthy people react to, I'm losing the ability to move my toes, it's annoying. That's sad. That's really sad that's a normal conversation for that family. My parents always had an open house policy. We lived in a tiny house, but friends were always welcome to drop by. My friends were always welcome to stay. The house was always full of people. Holidays, big meals with lots of families and friends. Went to my in-laws, strict appointment only. Meals are had in silence, even at holidays, and in 20 years I have never been allowed upstairs, and neither has my daughter. She's 17 now and just doesn't visit them anymore because they are so weird. Husband avoids them as much as possible. I'm not sure if they are the odd ones or my parents are. They're weird, or at least unwelcoming. Yeah, no, the in-laws are the weird ones. I mean, it's one thing to sort of have a bit more of a private household. Like, I know some people growing up whose houses were a lot more open than mine, but meals in silence, not being allowed upstairs, come on. People are absolutely baffled that my parents are still friends after separating, and that my dad and my stepdad get along so well. They even kept living together until Mom bought her house. Dad kept the original house, and when my stepdad came to visit from his home country, he'd stay at home too. My parents hold no ill will towards each other and have always gotten along well. They just grew into different people and realised they wanted different things out of life. Their houses are 10 minutes apart and they invite one another over for dinner all the time. They still help each other out when one of them needs something. They still do activities together, and they'll sometimes drive together to come visit me too. Many of my friends whose parents have separated have shared what amounts to horror stories about it. It sounds like a lot of separations are aggressive, violent even, and definitely not as chill as my parents' separation was. Seriously, the hardest part of all of this for me is deciding whose house I'm staying at when I visit home. My dad forces us to say I love you. I say I love you quite forcefully now, and I don't mean to. When people say they love me and they aren't my family, I stutter and kind of go blank. I think, shit, what do I say? How do I say it without being forced? I was so used to ending phone calls with my children and my boyfriend with I love you that one day I called in a pizza. When I was finished placing the order, I told the guy, I love you. He answered back and said, yeah, okay. I felt so dumb. I don't think I've ever said I love you to someone that I didn't mean to, although I do remember sometimes calling my female teachers at school mum. Now that is embarrassing. Putting your hand up and shouting mum to the other side of the classroom. Insane. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here, then let me know what you think of this whole camera setup. I quite like it. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. And subscribe too. Yeah.